The Young and the Restless spoilers, Tuesday, October 1, 2024. On Tuesday's The Young and the Restless episode, fans can expect high-stakes drama and explosive twists that will leave Genoa City residents reeling. Tensions are rising as secrets come to light, relationships face betrayal, and alliances are tested. Here's a look at what's coming this week on Y&R. Nick's concern for Sharon. Nick advises Sharon to come clean. Nick Newman finds himself deeply concerned for Sharon as her recent choices come back to haunt her. In this episode, Nick urges Sharon to confess everything before it's too late. Sharon's secrecy could put her in a dangerous position, and Nick believes coming clean is her only option to avoid a potential disaster. But will Sharon listen to him, or will her stubbornness land her in even more trouble? Sharon's struggle with the past. Sharon is caught between her desire to protect those she loves and her need to confront the skeletons in her closet. The pressure is mounting as Sharon faces decisions that could drastically change her future, leaving fans wondering if she'll crack under the weight of her past mistakes. Heather's shocking return. A ghost from the past, the return of Heather Stevens has sent shockwaves through Genoa City, and her presence continues to stir up tension. On Tuesday, Heather's motives become clearer as she seeks revenge and answers about her mysterious disappearance. Could Heather's arrival mean trouble for the people she left behind? With so many questions surrounding her return, this storyline is set to take unexpected twists. Victor's bold move. Audra's bombshell evidence. Audra Charles drops a major bombshell on Victor Newman. She provides compelling evidence of Kyle Abbott and Summer Newman's illicit affair, leaving Victor in a tough position. While he grapples with his next move, viewers are left on edge, wondering if Victor will retaliate by firing Kyle from Jeboat, or if this scandal will be swept under the rug for the sake of family unity. Kyle and Summer's fate. With the affair out in the open, Kyle and Summer's relationship is at risk. Will they be able to recover from this betrayal, or has the damage already been done? Both characters are about to face consequences that could alter the course of their lives. Phyllis's new plan. Phyllis plots revenge. Phyllis Summers is cooking up a new plan of her own, and it looks like she's about to shake things up once again. Her relentless pursuit of justice, or perhaps revenge, promises more chaos in the days to come. Who will Phyllis target next, and what lengths will she go to in order to get what she wants? Lily and Devon reconnect. Sibling bonding. Meanwhile, Lily Winters and Devon Hamilton find time to reconnect amid the chaos of their professional and personal lives. As they bond over their shared experiences and family legacy, Lily and Devon's conversation might lead to big decisions concerning Chancellor Winters. Could they be planning a new move to strengthen their business and family ties? The Young and the Restless spoilers and updates reveal Sharon Newman is grappling with overwhelming guilt following a disastrous encounter with Heather Stevens. Convinced that she may have caused Heather's death, Sharon is tormented by uncertainty, as a blackout during the incident leaves her questioning her own culpability. The Young and the Restless spoilers. Sharon's murder of Heather seems iffy. It would have been quite simple for Sharon to accidentally cause Heather's death by throwing her into something during a moment of chaos. Sharon remembers the incident vividly. She pushed Heather to the ground, momentarily stunning her, but then Heather regained consciousness and accused Sharon of losing her grip on reality. Shortly after that, Sharon lost consciousness herself, only to awaken and discover Heather lifeless, suffering from a severe head injury. This raises the question of why Y&R chose to incorporate this peculiar blackout moment, especially when Sharon could have easily killed Heather with that initial impact. Essentially, the show crafted a crucial gap in time where Sharon is left uncertain about the events that unfolded in the penthouse. Y&R spoilers. Could a mystery person have arrived while Sharon was blacked out? This suggests that someone other than Sharon might have shown up. If that's the case, who could have pursued Heather? What if Heather was actually murdered by someone else driven by obsessive, vengeful emotions? This leads us to consider her ex-boyfriend from Portugal. Initially, Heather was hesitant to reconnect with Daniel Romalotti Jr. because she had already started a new relationship. However, she later reconsidered and decided she wanted to fight for her future with Daniel. When discussing her past romance in Portugal, Heather implied that he was merely a safe choice, someone she believed wouldn't hurt her. The Young and the Restless spoilers. Maybe Heather's ex wasn't so safe. What if that guy wasn't as trustworthy as he seemed? What if he didn't take kindly to being treated like a pawn in someone else's game? Heather's ex might have been obsessively trying to win her back, and when she rejected him, he could have reacted in a truly terrible way. We know Heather had a friend from law school who set her up with a job interview locally. She left for that supposed interview just before heading back to the apartment. But what if that was just a cover? What if, upon her arrival, her law school friend was actually collaborating with her ex from Portugal to orchestrate a surprise reunion? Y&R spoilers. Heather's former partner was a lawyer. Heather's former partner was also a lawyer, which raises the possibility that he was connected to her law school friends. It's conceivable that Heather was caught off guard by her past relationship and had to firmly establish that there was no chance of reconciliation. After returning home, her ex might have followed her inside. There's a chance he entered while Sharon was unconscious, or perhaps he's the reason Sharon lost her memory if she doesn't recall him attacking her. From that point, it's plausible that Heather's ex could have taken her life and simply walked away, leaving Sharon to face the consequences. It would have been the ideal crime. The Young and the Restless spoilers. The show has a history of shady exes reappearing. The show often introduces shady exes to create more drama. For example, there was Amanda Sinclair's abusive ex, Ripley Turner, and Diane Jenkins Abbott's threatening former partner, Jeremy Stark. Heather's ex could be the next unexpected villain if he turns out to be the one who harmed her and made Sharon believe she was to blame. Sharon's memory loss raises many questions, suggesting that someone else might be the true culprit. Heather's ex-boyfriend is a strong suspect, and we will keep you updated as new information comes in. Sharon might be cleared of any wrongdoing, so stay tuned. Be sure to catch up on everything happening with Y&R right now. Come back here often for the Young and the Restless spoilers, news, and updates. All products and services featured are independently chosen by editors. However, Soaps.com may receive a commission on orders placed through its retail links, and the retailer may receive certain auditable data for accounting purposes. Girls just want to have fun. That's what Cyndi Lauper sang about in her 1983 hit, and there's something to be said about that song. It rings true to this day. The Young and the Restless Courtney Hope likes to have a good time and recently gathered up a group of her near and dearest to celebrate her friend Britt Sheridan's birthday and bachelorette party all in one. And boy, did they celebrate in a big way. The CBS soap star posted a video from their festivities, which started out with the group getting glammed up, not in sexy gowns, but in wardrobes way past their years. The video showed the ladies dressed up as, well, old ladies and taking their show on the town. First there was dinner, with one lady's hair still wrapped in curlers, then off to the Saddle Ranch on Sunset Strip they went. While inside, some of the Golden Girls hopped up on a mechanical bull, sang from their table as others tweaked all around, and it looked as though they had a blast. My cheeks hurt from laughing and grandma jokes, and my posture is now forever crouched, Hope relayed. As we were told, we ate that's *** down. Kids these days. Sharon is still reeling from the death and dumping of Heather Stevens, but a pit stop at Cassie's gravesite put everything into perspective for her, or did it? Rather than confess, as the promo for next week would have us believe, Sharon's surely about to put a cover-up into effect. But Young and Restless has another twist in store that will blow it sky high as something horrific comes to light. In the immediate aftermath of Heather's death, Sharon began to cover her tracks by removing the body from the apartment, cleaning up the evidence, removing Stephen's personal items, and getting rid of the body. She followed that up with a graveside chat with her late daughter Cassie, which ended on a note that might have led viewers to believe that she was going to do the right thing and confess. Indeed, the Young and Restless promo for the coming week shows Sharon telling Nick and Mariah, "That's why I confessed." But we know a red herring when we see one. Why do we think that? There's also a clip of Daniel looking at something he's holding in his hand and then telling Lucy her mother isn't coming back. Let's do the math. Daniel's either looking at a note or a phone, which means he's read something that indicates Heather is gone. But he's not reacting as though to a death, and the way he relays the information to Lucy is not gentle but blunt. One can only conclude that Sharon has somehow made it look as though Heather decided to leave her family and skip town. We didn't see Sharon pause to write a note, and we know she didn't return to the scene, so it must be a text sent from Heather's phone. There's your cover-up, and we're sure it will work for a time. Daniel is bound to be bewildered, given that he and Heather had made up and were in constant contact up to the point where he and Lucy left the club. But he'll have no choice but to accept it at face value in the moment. But the situation will soon get dicey. Daniel is quickly going to realize that Heather doing a mad dash out of Genoa City right after a promising job interview, and after having affirmed to him that they were on the same page personally, simply doesn't make any sense. Of course, he'll have no recourse right away. Heather's an adult, and it's not like he can report her missing due to a hunch or a bad feeling. As it turns out, Daniel won't be left twisting in the wind for long. A Young and Restless spoiler for midweek may confirm his suspicions in the worst possible way. The teaser in question indicates that Daniel will get devastating news, which can only mean that Heather's body will be pulled from the chilly Wisconsin River and her fate will be revealed to her family. This horrific reveal, of course, will blow Sharon's cover-up move right out of the water. Yes, the situation is going to go downhill fast for the troubled blonde. While Heather may have sent a text, which could lead Daniel to consider that she did so before committing suicide, the evidence will soon prove otherwise. Heather could not have wrapped herself up in a blanket. This, along with the wound on the back of her head, and her missing personal items, will launch a full-scale murder investigation. It's a good thing Chance was headed back on the job. Or maybe it's not a good thing if you're Sharon. Then again, it might be good to have your ex-boyfriend heading things up. Anyway, it's gonna be a wild ride. In an upcoming episode of The Young and the Restless, emotions run high as Adam Newman faces a crushing blow when Chelsea Lawson rejects his advances, leaving him heartbroken and angry. Chelsea rejects Adam. Adam has been working hard to win Chelsea back, but when she firmly rejects his attempts at reconciliation, Adam's frustration reaches a boiling point. He believed there was a chance to reignite their romance, but Chelsea makes it clear that she has moved on. Adam's fury unleashed. Devastated by Chelsea's rejection, Adam's emotions quickly turn to fury. Feeling betrayed, he struggles to cope with the idea of losing her again. However, instead of lashing out, Adam surprises everyone by turning to an unexpected person for comfort. Adam begs Billy for another chance. In a desperate move, Adam returns to Billy Abbott, hoping to rekindle a relationship that had been left in the past. With his heart in shambles, Adam pleads with Billy, seeking love and solace where he never thought he would. This twist not only shocks Billy but will leave fans wondering if Adam's feelings are genuine or if he's simply trying to fill the void left by Chelsea. Billy's dilemma. Caught off guard by Adam's sudden declaration, Billy faces a difficult decision. Will he give Adam another chance, or will he turn him away, leaving Adam even more isolated? This emotional roller coaster will leave fans on the edge of their seats, wondering where Adam's heart truly lies and whether Billy is willing to take the risk of reigniting their complicated past. Be sure to watch The Young and the Restless for these stunning developments. The Young and the Restless spoilers and rumors tease shocking twists ahead. It looks like Sharon Newman killed Heather Stevens. But is Heather really dead? Or is it all part of Sharon's psychosis like Cameron Kirsten? The Young and the Restless spoilers, is it really how it looks? In the last episode, viewers witnessed Sharon's dramatic intrusion into Daniel Romolotti's penthouse with the intent to poison his whiskey. However, she soon experienced a change of heart. In a bizarre moment, she found herself grappling with an imaginary version of Cameron over the tainted bottle, leading to a chaotic scene where she accidentally knocked over several glasses. After tidying up the shattered glass, Sharon attempted to make her escape, but unexpectedly encountered Heather. Heather confronted Sharon about her presence in the penthouse, prompting Sharon to spin a web of nonsensical lies. She first claimed that Daniel had just stepped out and asked her to wait for him, but Heather quickly called her out on that fabrication. Y&R spoilers, the two women argued. Heather pointed out that she was aware Daniel had dinner with Phyllis Summers and Summer Newman before heading out to pick up Lucy Romolotti. Sharon altered her narrative, stating that she had some matters to discuss with Daniel, prompting her to call him, claiming the doorman let her into the apartment to wait for him. Heather, however, confronted Sharon, insisting that she was lying, as she knew Daniel wouldn't leave Sharon alone in their apartment, given her recent instability. This led Sharon to break down, expressing her grief over Cassie Newman and her desire for Daniel, Heather, and Lucy to leave town to escape the painful memories. While Heather felt for Sharon, she was clearly frustrated with Sharon's using Cassie as a reason to target her family, reminding Sharon that although Daniel was drunk, Cassie crashed the car. The Young and the Restless spoilers, it all went downhill from there. The women keep arguing when Heather suddenly sees some glass that Sharon overlooked while cleaning. Heather questions her about it. Sharon acts like she doesn't know where the glass came from. It becomes obvious that Sharon won't reveal the truth about why she's in the apartment or how she got there, so Heather picks up her phone to call the police. Sharon then slaps the phone out of her hand, and things escalate quickly. Sensing something is off with Sharon, Heather mentions calling the police again or Nick, and Sharon snaps. As Sharon tries to leave, Heather turns to grab her phone, realizing Sharon is making a run for it. Heather rushes to the front door and grabs her arm. Sharon pushes Heather to the ground and asks if she's okay. Heather doesn't respond at first, but then sits up and says, "You are out of your mind." Y&R spoilers, Sharon Newman blacked out. Sharon appears to drift off and lose her concentration, and the next scene shows her waking from a nap and noticing Heather lying on the floor. Sharon is disoriented and unsure of what happened, and Cameron suddenly reappears, implying that Heather is dead. Sharon panics and rushes to Heather, lifting her head to see blood and glass. Overwhelmed with horror, Sharon is terrified by what she believes she has caused. Cameron urges her to stop dwelling on her feelings and to clean up the situation before Daniel and Lucy return home. Sharon gets to work covering Heather's body with a sheet, cleaning up the blood, and taking Heather's phone and the whiskey bottle. Soon after, Sharon is shown tossing the sheet, seemingly containing Heather's body, off a bridge into the water. The Young and the Restless spoilers, is she dead, or is it a figment of Sharon Newman's psychosis? We need to consider if Heather is really dead. Sharon lost consciousness during the events. One moment, Heather was speaking on the floor, and the next, she was gone. If Heather is indeed dead, we still don't know how it happened. All we saw was glass near her head and neck, along with blood on the floor, which raises questions. Sharon did check for a pulse, but didn't find one. However, in soap operas, characters often overlook faint pulses. Could it be that when Sharon threw Heather's almost lifeless body into the water, Heather somehow revived? Is there a chance she could come back? These are possibilities. Besides, Sharon's perception of reality is distorted. She believes Cameron is real and often has blackouts where she forgets her actions. It's possible that the whole encounter with Heather was just in Sharon's imagination. Y&R spoilers, on the other hand. This explanation might not be as believable as the earlier one, especially since Christine is coming back to town, as noted in the actress's Instagram post. It's easy to picture Christine returning to Genoa City just in time to resume her role as DA and team up with Chance Chancellor to investigate what happened to Heather. After all, Heather was Christine's stepdaughter for many years, and Daniel is her godson, so Christine would be very involved. Considering this perspective, we circle back to the idea that Heather was attacked by Sharon, but may not have actually died. The Young and the Restless spoilers. What would happen to Sharon if Heather Stevens didn't survive? We really can't imagine Heather being dead. That would put Sharon in a terrible situation. Once the truth comes out, she might end up in prison or Fairview for life, and neither of those places is a permanent set on the show. Since we haven't heard that Sharon Case is leaving the show, we can assume she won't be facing a murder charge. Still, it would be interesting to see her in prison with Patty Williams or a recast, who wouldn't be happy about Sharon knowing she killed her niece Heather. Imagine the terror Sharon would be in facing down a vengeful Patty. Be sure to catch up on everything happening with Y&R right now. Come back here often for the Young and the Restless spoilers, news, and updates. Sharon explains to Mariah and Nick that she took time out to deal with her grief. Sharon said that at the time, it seemed like a good idea, but now she realizes it wasn't. That's why I confessed, Sharon says. When Sharon says she has scheduled meetings with doctors, Nick and Mariah believe she's on the right track. When a different ringtone chimes from Sharon's purse, will Nick and Mariah realize it's not Sharon's phone? Billy faces some challenging questions from Phyllis. He is sure of his motivations for wanting to keep going with Abbott Chancellor. Phyllis warns Billy about keeping his emotions in check. Billy says he's strong, and he's got this. Billy paid attention during his visit from Victoria. He knows she doesn't want the corporate war between him and her parents to progress. Billy doesn't want to take Victoria up on her offer for a buyout, but now that he knows Victoria is a weak spot in Victor's plan, he will use it to his advantage. Phyllis is hopeful for her family's luck after a hard year. After Lily found out that Daniel and Heather had reunited while she was out of town, Lily had them both fired. Summer went through heartbreak and a horrible custody battle with Kyle. Phyllis was also out of work and felt ostracized in Genoa City. She could see that Billy was also alone, and she convinced him to let her join his team. Now that she's COO of Abbott Chancellor, she hopes to get Daniel his career back. However, things are about to take an awful turn for the Romulatis. Sharon forgets that Faith is upstairs resting and talks to Cameron in the living room. When Sharon recounts her night with Heather, covering her tracks, and that Heather was dead, will Faith wake up and overhear? Sharon is more lucid than we thought. Covering her tracks while carrying Heather's phone, Sharon manages to buy some time before Daniel knows Heather is missing. Sharon tries to break up with Cameron again, but he wants her to finish the job she intended. Daniel and Lucy come home, expecting Heather to be there as planned. Heather had a job interview hours prior, but she hasn't responded to his texts. Lucy is hopeful her mom has a surprise planned, but Daniel tells Lucy that Heather isn't coming home. Daniel hears from Heather, but her text message is bizarre. Daniel knows something is wrong, and he blames Sharon. Watch what happens on The Young and the Restless on Monday, September 30, on Paramount Plus and CBS. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Sharon Newman is doing a good job of concealing her crimes for now, but secrets have a way of getting out in Genoa City. There may come a point when Sharon's secret will leak, so we have to consider who might discover the horror of what she's done. Adam Newman would be the perfect person to insert in this storyline, considering his history with Sharon. Y&R fans know Adam was the one who first helped Sharon back when she was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. Of course, Sharon also helped Adam work through his memories and realization that he killed AJ Montalvo as a child. Adam lunged at AJ when he was just a boy and ultimately left him with a fatal head wound on the floor. That's why Adam may understand Sharon's side of the story if he catches onto enough clues and eventually pries it out of her. Adam may argue that Sharon wasn't herself due to her lack of meds and insist Heather's fatal blow was an accident. Adam has always viewed Sharon as one of the kindest souls he knows. There's no way Adam will view Sharon as a monster, especially if she explains her blackout and all the tormenting Cameron Kirsten has been doing inside her head. Plus, Adam himself has done some pretty awful things, even in his right mind, like messing with Victor Newman's medication, or the time he nearly blew up his family in the Newman Tower. If Adam discovers that Sharon got rid of Heather's body, it seems likely that he'll join her cover-up instead of ratting her out. Adam won't want to see Sharon land in prison and get separated from her children or grandbaby, so he may be determined to help her. Naturally, Adam might force Sharon to finally go to the doctor's appointments she's been promising to go to and take all the meds she desperately needs. Adam can't let Sharon keep running amok, but he might try to pull her out of this mental health crisis and bury her role in Heather's grim fate. It's possible Sharon is innocent since fans didn't see what went down during her blackout, but she assumes she's to blame. No matter what truly happened to Heather, it's going to go badly for Sharon if the cops land on her trail. Will Adam get updates on Sharon's shocking news and come to her rescue? Will Adam find out the whole ugly story and vow to keep quiet as long as Sharon genuinely gets help? The Young and the Restless spoilers say Sharon will need to lean on someone other than Cameron down the road. So we'll bring you more predictions on how Adam might fit into all this. CDL's the place to be for scorching Young and the Restless spoilers, predictions, updates, and news, so make us your favorite Y&R hotspot. The Young and the Restless spoilers tease that Sharon Newman engaged in lethal means to neutralize her perceived enemy, Heather Stevens. Sharon, accompanied by her ghost friend Cameron Kirsten, marched right on over to the family's penthouse with the intention of poisoning Daniel Romalotti. Sharon chickened out, but ended up killing someone anyway. Now what happens? The Young and the Restless spoilers, Sharon Newman's delusional stupor. Fans saw a detailed chain of events in which Sharon fought with Heather, who fell to the ground. Next, we saw what looks like Heather's body wrapped up like a mummy, and Sharon tidying up the place before hoisting the bundle into her car, driving off, and later heaving the corpse into the river. Wouldn't a penthouse have all kinds of advanced security systems in place? At the very least, wouldn't surveillance cameras capture Sharon's visit and shady exit? Y&R spoilers. Sharon Numa is cooked. Billionaire Devin Hamilton Winters used to live there, and given his constant state of paranoia, he would have outfitted every square inch with some kind of recording device. It seems plausible that someone will go through the security camera footage, trying to piece together what went down the night Heather entered the penthouse but wasn't seen leaving. It may be the cops, or it may be Daniel who initiates a search, but in the meantime, Sharon manages to steer clear of trouble or suspicion, which is remarkable given the fact that she has been going down the rabbit hole for a while now. The Young and the Restless spoilers. Where is Heather Stevens really? Once someone decides to search the premises, a CSI could find traces of blood, since it's nearly impossible to wipe all such evidence away. Fans saw Heather's bloodied head after she fell to the floor. Sharon was careful to wear gloves, but as we said, a thorough investigation should turn up damning evidence. Tell us, the Young and the Restless fans, do you like how this storyline has unfolded? Do you think it will end with Sharon leaving Genoa City? Be sure to catch up on everything happening with Y&R right now. Come back here often for the Young and the Restless spoilers, news, and updates, and make us your favorite hotspot. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Sharon Newman's cover-up will come with some complications she didn't anticipate. After Sharon blacked out and ultimately realized Heather Stevens was deceased, she got rid of the body and is working to keep everyone else in the dark. However, Sharon probably never expected her actions to push Nick Newman and Phyllis Summers together. That's exactly what's going to happen, so it could lead to some other sinister thoughts. Cameron Kirsten tried to convince Sharon that if she'd just eliminate Daniel Romalotti Jr., then she'd find Cassie Newman closure and ultimately get Nick back. Things went off the rails after Sharon decided against poisoning Daniel and accidentally wiped Heather off the map instead. At least it seems that way based on the corpse she found. Cameron will keep pushing Sharon to get rid of Daniel permanently too, and he could gain a powerful motivator once Sharon sees Nick and Phyllis bonding again. Y&R spoilers say Daniel will get updates on some painful news during the week of September 30 October 4, so that could involve Sharon posing as Heather to break up with him via text. There's also a chance Heather's body will wash up, but it might be a bit soon for that to happen. Whatever the case, Daniel will experience some heartbreak, so Nick will end up consoling Phyllis as she worries about her son. Perhaps Sharon will come along and catch a glimpse of Phyllis in Nick's arms or something along those lines. Of course, Phyllis will rant about Sharon's behavior in the midst of all this, so that could rile Sharon up even further. Cameron might warn Sharon that she's screwed everything up and insist she'll really have to get her hands dirty to fix all this. What if Cameron uses Nick and Phyllis' reconnection to push Sharon to eliminate Phyllis as well? Cameron might contend that both Daniel and Phyllis should follow Heather to the grave, so Sharon's mental state may just keep getting worse. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Phyllis and Nick's bonding may push Sharon over the edge in the coming episodes, so we'll bring you more predictions on her next stunning move. CDL will have other sizzling Young and the Restless spoilers, predictions, updates, and news to read up on, so drop by regularly for more Y&R details. The Young and the Restless spoilers. Daniel finds Sharon's earring, confirms Heather was murdered. In a shocking turn of events, The Young and the Restless is ramping up the drama as Daniel Romalotti makes a startling discovery that could unravel the truth behind Heather's mysterious death. Spoilers indicate that Daniel's find, Sharon's earring, will lead to a whirlwind of revelations, raising more questions than answers. Daniel's shocking discovery. While investigating the dark circumstances surrounding Heather's demise, Daniel stumbles upon Sharon's earring at the scene of the crime. This seemingly innocuous piece of jewelry is about to become a pivotal clue in unraveling the mystery. What does the earring mean? The discovery of the earring suggests a connection between Sharon and Heather's murder. With this new evidence, Daniel may uncover the truth about what really happened on that fateful night. Heather's murder, unraveling the mystery. As Daniel digs deeper, the implications of Heather's death grow more sinister. With the confirmation that Heather was indeed murdered, the stakes have never been higher in Genoa City. Who is responsible? The search for answers will likely point fingers at multiple characters, igniting tensions and suspicions throughout the community. Fans can expect shocking revelations and intense confrontations as Daniel seeks justice for Heather. Sharon's reaction. How will Sharon react to the discovery of her earring at the crime scene? With the weight of Heather's death hanging over her, Sharon will be faced with mounting pressure as the truth comes to light. Will she be framed? As the investigation unfolds, the possibility of Sharon being implicated in Heather's murder looms large. Viewers will be on the edge of their seats as they watch Sharon navigate this perilous situation. The fallout in Genoa City. The ripple effects of Heather's murder and the discovery of Sharon's earring will resonate throughout Genoa City. Expect heightened tensions and potential alliances as characters react to the shocking news. Which characters will be affected? Relationships will be tested as the truth emerges. Key players such as Nick, Victoria, and even Victor will likely find themselves drawn into the drama, with secrets threatening to unravel. Fan reactions and theories. As spoilers circulate, the Young and the Restless fanbase is abuzz with theories about the murder mystery. Social media is alive with discussions regarding potential suspects and the implications of Daniel's find. Join the conversation. What do you think this discovery means for Sharon and the other residents of Genoa City? Who do you suspect might be involved in Heather's murder? Share your thoughts and predictions with fellow fans. Final thoughts. With Daniel's shocking discovery of Sharon's earring confirming that Heather was murdered, The Young and the Restless is setting the stage for a gripping storyline filled with intrigue and drama. As the truth unfolds, fans can expect emotional confrontations and twists that will keep them glued to their screens. Stay tuned for more updates as this thrilling mystery develops. CBS Y&R spoilers. Audra gives evidence of Kyle and Summer's affair to Victor. Will he fire him? In a shocking twist that will leave Young and the Restless fans gasping, Audra has taken a bold step by presenting evidence of Kyle and Summer's affair to none other than Victor Newman. As the stakes rise in Genoa City, the fallout from this revelation could have major implications for both Kyle and the Newman family. Here's what you need to know. Audra's shocking move. Audra, known for her cunning and ambitious nature, has decided to leverage the scandal of Kyle and Summer's affair to her advantage. By bringing evidence to Victor, she's not only making a power play, but also igniting a firestorm that could threaten the very foundation of the Abbott and Newman families. What evidence has she gathered? While the specifics of the evidence remain under wraps, it is clear that Audra has something damning that could potentially tarnish Kyle's reputation. This could include text messages, photos, or witness accounts that put their affair front and center. Victor's response: a potential shakeup? Victor Newman, the formidable patriarch of the Newman family, is known for his ruthless business acumen and fierce loyalty to his family. How he responds to Audra's revelation will be critical in determining Kyle's future at Jabot and in his personal life. Will he fire Kyle? Given Victor's history of making swift decisions when family honor is at stake, the question on everyone's mind is whether he will take action against Kyle. If Victor chooses to fire him, it could create a ripple effect throughout both the Newman and Abbott families, impacting business dealings and personal relationships. The fallout for Kyle and Summer. If Victor decides to confront Kyle and Summer about the affair, the fallout could be catastrophic. Their relationship has already faced challenges, and this revelation might just be the tipping point. How will Summer react? Summer's response to this news will be crucial. She may find herself caught between her love for Kyle and the repercussions of their actions, especially with Victor's influence looming large. What this means for Audra. For Audra, this move could either solidify her position as a powerful player in Genoa City or backfire spectacularly. Depending on Victor's reaction, she could find herself at the center of a new power struggle, making alliances and enemies alike. Will she gain or lose allies? Audra's bold actions could alienate her from those loyal to Kyle and Summer, or it might open doors for her within the Newman family. How she navigates the aftermath will determine her fate in Genoa City. Fan reactions and speculations. As the drama unfolds, fans are buzzing with excitement and speculation about the implications of this revelation. Social media is abuzz with theories on how Victor will react and what it means for Kyle and Summer's future. Join the conversation. What are your thoughts on Audra's move? Do you think Victor will fire Kyle, or will he find a way to protect him? Share your predictions and reactions. Final thoughts. The latest twist in Young and the Restless promises to deliver intense drama as Audra reveals Kyle and Summer's affair to Victor. The stakes are high, and the consequences could reshape relationships and power dynamics in Genoa City. Don't miss a moment of the action as this storyline unfolds.